Hi everyone, it's Carrie Donegan, and welcome to Radical Age Reversal. We are back with another episode on Dr. Lee's book, How to Beat Your Diet, which is an amazing book. And I have taken a couple of weeks off to attend to some personal issues, but I am back and we are back in the book. Happy Memorial Day to all of those wonderful families who gave up so much when they lost their loved ones, fighting for our freedom. You are in our prayers, you are in our thoughts today, and we are grateful for you. So I hope it is a day full of gratitude for every one of my audience members. One of the great things that we've learned in the book and in our journey with Radical Age Reversal is that our ability to stay younger longer and to live long, healthy lives has to do with gratitude and happiness and joy, and actually seeing the beauty, seeing the bounty, as opposed to seeing what's missing, seeing the lack. And it really does change your perspective in a really profound way. I've also changed my perspective. I don't know if you like my new office here in Hong Kong. Not really AI generated, but I will take it for now. As a caregiver, I can't travel very much. And so sometimes it's kind of fun that you have the background travel with you. So bear with me and my lovely surroundings. If you like it, go ahead and comment in the comment section. But let's get started in the book. The most important thing I wanted to take today to actually show you how I practically adapted Dr. William Lee's MediterAsian Way to my own lifestyle. Because I think sometimes it can be, great to read a book and say, well, really, how does that fit in with my every day? And how's that going to fit in with my family? And how's that going to fit in with my work schedule and my tastes and my usual food and my grocery bill and my budget? All of those concerns are real concerns, and I thought it was important to address them. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the 10 principles and what I did with them over the last 2 weeks. Because I was away for a little bit, which is great. Big shout out to Nurse Shirley, who came in and took care of my parents. That was a huge blessing. Thank you so much. You're amazing. And I am grateful. So, let's talk about number one, eat with intention. Choose your food wisely. Approach each meal as a chance to enjoy something you truly value that's good for your health. And so I just decided to pause and look at all my food. And of course, I do pray a prayer of thanksgiving before I eat anything, because I think it's important to remember the people who raised the food, who brought the food, who stored the food, who shared the food. Yeah, I don't live on a farm, so I'm not, growing my own food or raising my own animals. I do go to a grocery store, and so I wanted to take some extra time. So that's one of the practical things that I did that, if that's something that you could do in your life, I think you would find that of benefit. I also did kind of a quick health assessment, and I asked myself, like, is this healthy? Am I starting with something savory? Am I limiting sugars? Am I limiting processed foods? Just kind of do a quick survey, not an in-depth, research project, but just how healthy is this? And if I wanted to eat something unhealthy, because I did travel and go away for a little bit and I wanted to kind of enjoy sort of what I call vacation food, I left that for the very, very end when I was the most full and I knew I wouldn't overeat. At least I tried not to overeat. Okay. Skipping a meal or two. I was able to keep that. That's fasting is something that we started here on Radical Age Reversal, and I've been able to continue doing that. I started fasting for the first time in 2020, and so now I'm in my fifth year of different types of fasting. I really like 18-6 right now. That's working super well for me. I like earlier in the day because I don't like going to bed feeling full. But when I was traveling, the people I would interact with, they actually did eat later in the day, so I adjusted accordingly. That first day is always a little rough because your body is used to eating at a certain time. So your body says to you, oh, well, it's, breakfast time. Where's breakfast? It's 10 o'clock. What are you going to eat? And the people that I was with don't eat. Um, they eat big meals at night. And so I had to kind of, power through it, which was fine. Just kind of that's a hormone surge. So I'm not actually hungry because I ate the night before, right? What I'm feeling is the hormone telling me this is your time when you eat. So as long as you can kind of stop and recognize that, I think that was super helpful. And by all means, if you need to have a transition day, if you need to have a day where you eat all three meals until you can start skipping one, do whatever you need to do to maintain your health and well-being. Because everybody's hormone levels are going to be different. Everybody's ages are different, and men and women are different. So that's going to make a difference in how this works for you. All right. But for me, I just adjusted. I just skipped the breakfast and I had lunch and dinner as opposed to what I do now, which is have a late breakfast and kind of an early lunch dinner kind of situation. That's it. All right, go for fresh. So I'm finding now that we're in the Northeast in the United States, we're going into the spring and summer, plenty of wonderful fresh produce that's starting to come into the markets. Also, the farmers markets are going to get going soon. So this isn't going to be that hard. I was trying to eat the rainbow. So that's one of the things I look at. How colorful is my plate? I'm looking into a couple of things. If anybody has information on this, let me know. I'm looking to grow microgreens. I may even be interested in growing some lettuce. Remember northern climate, so not going to have a lot of like warm sunshine, humidity going on. And then the third thing, so color um, kind of greens, getting some greens in my day and fresh fruit, like their variety of fruit. So I bought lychee this week. I bought a couple of peaches. I wasn't sure if they were ready yet, so I just bought two, which is really great. You don't have to, invest in a huge bag of something if you're not sure. Bought some cherries. The strawberries are amazing, so I've been eating a lot of those. Blueberries, of course, love my blueberries. So anything like that. That was something I was able to do. Personalize your food choices. It's all about you, and what's available to you. So that's kind of obvious. Try to stay fresh, stay in the perimeter. You're always going to be doing better. I've just kind of finished off a piece of beautiful goat cheese. It's a hard goat cheese from a small farm in the US. I've really, really enjoyed it. I can't get any more of it, so it's sort of a one and done, but that was great. I know that it was like a treat and some variety. I also picked up some guava jam, another little bit of variety things that you can do just to create, spice variety, fruit variety, vegetable variety, all that's going to be very, very important to keeping your gut microbiome kind of healthy and stimulated and fed. I'm also mixing up my essential oils right now. So I was doing a lot of grapefruit. I like doing that. So full capsules of grapefruit. I feel like I'm trying to do a bit of a lymphatic cleanse. I'm starting to go back to putting in my MetaPower capsules. I do find that if I do like a full capsule of MetaPower, it's too much for me. So I get a little bit nauseous from that. So I've been cutting back on that. Maybe adding supermint with my MetaPower. That's working for me a little bit better. But today, this morning after breakfast, I took a capsule of Digest Zen and I really like that. So I was kind of thinking about Digest Zen lately and I thought maybe my body's asking for it. And so I'll see how that goes. I usually know when to stop. I cycle through different oils and when I feel like my body's had enough of one thing, I'll move on to the next. All right, respecting tradition and traditional ways of preparation. I do love searching online for recipes. I have to say, I had one zucchini left over from when I left on my trip and I came back. And yesterday I was like, okay, should I cook it? Should I eat it raw? And it's interesting because online they said it could be, you get some health benefits eating it raw, some health benefits eating it cooked. Some people said it's got a lot of lectins in it, which isn't great. So I scooped out the seeds, but I left the skin on. I thought the fiber was better. I chopped it up. I cooked it in some olive oil. I had some fresh basil growing in the kitchen, so I used some of that. I had an heirloom tomato, which I skinned and seeded and chopped up and put in with that. and some garlic, salt, and pepper. It was delicious. And so I have enough actually for today as well. So it was a big enough zucchini that I could get 2 meals out of it. Yesterday, I ate it with just a grass-fed meat patty with some small farm cheddar cheese, which I thought was great. Again, I'm trying to buy local. I'm trying to buy kind of like from non-industrial sources if I can. These kind of small batches are better for you. Whatever is available to you. You know, I'd rather eat a little bit of something that is higher quality than a lot of something lower quality. But you might have a lot of people in your household that you need to feed, and you have to adjust your budget accordingly. So whatever you have to do to get the best that you can. Drink the Trinity. So coffee. I actually drank a lot of coffee while I was away, which is a real treat. Shout out to Don and Christopher Mata, who housed me and made me beautiful coffee every morning. And so it was delightful, and I'm so grateful. I don't make coffee on my own. Probably because I'd be afraid I'd drink too much of it. I'm a big tea drinker though, and I've been mixing up my teas. I had an orange tea, not orange flavored, but like the orange pico type of tea the other day. And then I had a barrel-aged white tea yesterday, which I made and I'm still drinking. Sometimes I'll make it and I put it in a thermos, and if I don't drink everything, I'll just reheat it the next day. So that's a way I can buy higher quality tea and, and but not waste it, right? So a little budget friendly tip. Okay. Eating together. Sometimes I like to sit and talk to my parents when they're eating, or I'll get my daughter on FaceTime or a friend on the phone, because I don't have a lot of people that I'm living with right now. So that's a way for me to get some company during meals. Open your mind and explore trying new foods. So, let's see, did I try any new foods this week? Well, I did go to a lot of great restaurants, so I was able to try some new foods. Mm, I guess in terms of buying things, the only new thing I've bought that I haven't had in a while, but I've had before, is the lychee. So, but that's good. I didn't pass it up. I was like, oh, lychee, haven't had that. That's good for my body. Live to eat, don't eat to live, right? So really enjoy it. If I can't sit down and try to carve out maybe 20 to minutes to an hour. An hour is my ideal. Since I only eat twice a day, I feel like I can indulge a little bit and spend some more time eating. Of course, I'm a big fan of the marathon meal. And so if I have a chance to sit down with a friend and have a 2 or 3 hour meal, that is like my delight. But on an everyday basis, that's a little bit of a luxury I can't afford. So I do try to get like 20 minutes or an hour in where I can just settle and focus on my food and really enjoy it. So that is how I've adapted it. Now, if you look at pages 121 to 127, you're going to see his daily menu. So I recommend, if you're like, I don't know where to start. I listened to what you said, Carrie, but I need more like concrete examples. That's going to be in the book. So he's going to give you exactly like a whole meal plan. So I would recommend that you check that out. But that's what I wanted to share with you today. And I'm so glad you're here. Again, I'm sorry that we were a bit of a delayed a couple of weeks, but I'm glad you're back and I'm back, and we're going to keep doing these every Monday. So here's to breaking the limits of age and living each day with vitality. Keep thriving, and I'll see you in the next episode of Radical Age Reversal. Ah, stop.